All right, so the first badge we're gonna be talking about is the Hot Zone Hunter badge. Now, this is a badge that is very, very goated. It's very, very goated if you have hot zones, but if you don't have hot zones, it really doesn't do anything, or it doesn't do anything. Even if you have cold zones, it hurts you. It literally hurts you. But Hot Zone Hunter, if you have hot zones, bro, you're gonna be shooting nothing but greens. So I almost left this badge off the list, but it's such a good badge if you have hot zones that I had to put it on here. So it's an honorable mention. So yeah. Up next is one of my favorite badges in 2K. Like, they changed it from posterizer and now it's called contact finisher. And it literally helps you get contact dunks at a higher rate. So once you buy the contact dunk packages, as soon as you equip them, you at 20%. As you go up in the badges from bronze to Hall of Fame, you get 15% per. So at bronze, you're at 35%. At silver, you're at 50%. At gold, you're at 65%. And at Hall of Fame, you're at 80%. So yeah, man, that badge is actually very good. Now, also, when it comes to just getting contact dunks, you don't have to just be able to get contact dunks. What it also does is, if there's like anyone around the goal, if you don't have this badge on, it'll make you miss dunks. Like, it'll make you miss dunks. If you wondered why you miss dunks sometimes, it's because you don't have contact finisher on. But also, a reason that it's not higher, because, you know, I like slasher. I make a lot of slasher videos. The only reason it's not higher is because it creates contact. So if you're not going for contact dunks and stuff like that, you will be getting a lot more contact layups, contested layups and stuff like that. So that kind of makes it trash in my opinion, in some ways. But if you have contact dunks, you're gonna be booming on everybody you going against. Especially if you put that joint with slasher takeover, you're gonna be dunked. It's almost like 100% contact dunk rate, like legit. But yeah. Only reason it's not in the top 10 is literally because it literally creates contact. And we don't want to create contact. We either want a contact dunk, or we want an easy wide open dunk, or we want the easy lay. It's that simple. So yeah. Alright, next we got the last honorable mention before we get into the top 10, and it's going to be the Pogo Stick badge. Now, the Pogo Stick badge is a badge that all the comp centers have. All of them have to have this badge on. And what it does is improves the ability to attempt multiple blocks in succession. So, say for instance, you are undersized big man and you're not getting contest. What you can do is just spam Y, bro. You can literally spam Y until you get that contest. You just gonna keep getting animation, and then you just gotta keep jumping until you get the board and hope they just keep missing. That's what it's there for. It's pretty OP and overpowered, so I had to put it on this list. So yeah. Alright, so the first badge we're going to be going over is the Hot Start badge. Now, the Hot Start badge, I've done an entire video devoted to it. Now, last time I did this, it was the number 1 or number 2 badge on the list. Now, I got it all the way at 10 because a lot of things have changed the way I look at stuff. Hot Start is a very good badge when it comes to never wanting to miss. But once you miss, it literally does nothing. It does nothing for the rest of the game. So, for that alone, I cannot put it as high. But if you one of those people that literally don't miss, you green, it doesn't even matter if you green. The more you shooting without missing, the higher percentage of you making the next shot. It improves players' shooting ability after making first shot until a miss occurs. So it's literally like Green Machine, but for like shooting until you miss. So in my opinion, that's a very, very good badge. Now, I can see why people would say that's not that crazy of a badge, because once you miss, it does nothing. But if you're not missing, bro, it's definitely a go to 5 badge. Also, when it comes to Hot Start, another thing that you just really need to know, like when it comes to this badge and Slowly Finisher, once you use these 2 badges, you will see a big difference in your shooting. Like I'm telling you, bro, I didn't make videos on these 2 badges for nothing, bro. Like, there's a lot of people that don't really know about these 2 badges or don't use these 2 badges, but you really need to use these badges. I'm not putting them on this list for no reason. I wouldn't just take time to talk about them or make videos about them for no reason. I'm telling you, bro, it makes a big difference. You'll see a big difference, bro. I'm telling you, like, literally, whether you shooting whites, you shooting greens, it's gonna make a big difference. Alright, next, one of my favorite playmaking badges in the game, and it's gonna be Handles for Days. Handles for Days reduces the amount of energy lost when performing dribble moves. And when it comes to stamina in this game, it's so important to be able to utilize that. And especially with the behind the back dribble getting taken out, it's gonna take, you're gonna have to learn some new moves, bro. Everybody just literally did the behind the back. So with that, people having to use more moves to get around a man. Handles for Days is at an all-time high of priority of a badge. So I had to put it in the top 10. Last time I didn't even make the list. I don't know what I was on, but yeah, I definitely used it back then. I don't know why I didn't have it in the top 10, but yeah, it's definitely part of the top 10, coming in at number 9. All right, next we got the clamps badge. Now the clamps badge is here because once you clamping up your man, you're gonna be getting up in his body, making him pick up his dribble. You can get steals off that and all types of stuff. But what it does when it comes to 2K terms, boosts the ability to stay in front of the ball handler on the perimeter. So, and also, defenders have access to quicker cutoff moves and are more successful when bumping or hip riding that ball handler. So just think of it like you playing full court. You got clamps, you got it on bronze, it's gonna make a big difference. You got it on silver, it's gonna make a big difference. You got it on gold, it's gonna make a big difference. It's really just gonna be there so that you can make people pick up the ball. Like you can really like cause a lot more 24-second violations, cause a lot more harder shots, you know what I'm saying? Like it can really help people, stop people from really, maybe you going against somebody bigger than you. That's what clamps is there for. You going against somebody bigger than you can just put on clamps and you really just make that size mismatch not that big of a deal because they can't even get past you at that point unless they posting you up. Now it doesn't really do anything when it comes to posting up. Like if somebody posting you up, clamps has nothing to do with that unless they try to do like a post spin. Sometimes you can get in front of them, so clamps can come into play there. But yeah, clamps is definitely a good badge to, like, if you going against like a taller point guard or stuff like that, they're trying to get around you, you can put on clamps on and it's gonna counteract that. All right, next we got Rebound Chaser coming in at number 7. And Rebound Chaser is really on this because of strictly the fact that once you put badges on and you take them off, you will see the biggest difference. Like literally going from no badge to bronze is such a big difference. So when it comes to Rebound Chaser, like literally if you have no rebound and you put on Rebound Chaser, you're gonna see a humongous difference. If you have a high rebound and you're going against centers that have hustle, or not hustle, but Rebound Chaser, and you don't have Rebound Chaser, you're gonna see a big difference. When you put on that Rebound Chaser, you're gonna see a huge difference. So with the fact that when it comes to these badges, it's only like it's like 2, 3, or 4 badges that just makes that big of a difference. Like you got Chase Down Artist on the defensive side and you got Rebound Chaser. Rebound Chaser is one of those badges that you just kind of have to have on, and you will see a big difference in the way your player is gonna be playing. So yeah. All right, coming in at number 6 is going to be Brick Wall. Brick Wall, what it does is increases effectiveness of screens and drains energy from opponents on physical contact. So what that's saying is it does two different badges from separate years, Brick Wall and Bruiser. Bruiser is one of the best badges in 2K. It's always been like that because when it comes to energy, especially in the recent 2Ks, it's always a big deal. So if you can drain someone's energy at a higher rate, that's a W. And as you go up in Brick Wall, it drains more and more energy. So yeah, if you couple Brick Wall with a lot of different badges on defense, it's gonna be ridiculous. Especially like clamps, like you clamping somebody up, you always in their body, and you causing them to lose energy as you all up in their body. That's gonna be a W. But also when it comes to the Brick Wall, it also makes it harder for people to not just go through screens, but to get around screens. So that's also very OP. And when you setting the screens, you also gonna be taking energy. So it's like a double-edged sword. So yeah. All right, next is the Green Machine badge. The Green Machine badge is one of the best new badges in 2K. Is it the best new badge? In my opinion, no. Which y'all will see coming up later in this list. Green Machine is such a good badge, bro. When it comes to this badge, people say when you get it at Hall of Fame, once you get that first green, that's when it activates. In my opinion, from my experience, after you get those 2 greens, which it says increases the bonus given for consecutive excellent releases, that's when it starts. After you get those 2 greens, and then you keep greening. The more you green, on that 3rd green, it goes higher. After you get that 4th green, it goes higher. After you get that 5th green, it goes higher. The more and more you green, the more easily it will be to green that next shot. That's what I feel like it does from when I play with it. Now, other people have different things that they say. I've never felt that way when I play with this joint. But I have a whole video devoted to this. So I wouldn't be saying, like I said with the other badge, I wouldn't be saying it if I thought it was bad. So Green Machine, one of the best new badges in the game. And if you want a green, go ahead, put this joint on. All right, next we got Range Extender. Range Extender has been one of the best badges for years. They used to be called Limitless Range. They changed it to Range Extender. I don't know why they changed the names of these badges. I don't know if like the NBA got on them. I don't know what happened, but Range Extender extends the range from which a player can effectively shoot Also, add extra distance to a player's given shot range for both mid-range and three-point shots. Now, 2K Lab, what really has changed my opinion on, well, it hasn't changed my opinion, but what really has brought range extender up to literally in the top 5, top 4 is literally 2K Lab. They did a whole study on like people with like middle of the pack threes to like 65 to like 75. What range extender does, it helps people shoot at a much higher consistent rate when they just on the line, not just deep, middies, like all 3 stages. Now when you're at 90, that's when it really only helps mainly when you at deep threes. It's gonna be almost about the same, but it does help when you on the 3-point line and deep twos. But when it comes to that 65 to 75 3-point, if you're on the line shooting threes, you're gonna make them at a way higher rate compared to, you know what I'm saying. So I had to put range extender a lot higher on this list for that alone, and for how much it does. Now, what range extender usually does, or limitless range used to do, it just helped you shoot better from deep. But this year, it's not just deep threes; it's on the line threes and deep twos. So I just feel like it's a much better badge. Now, is it the most OP range extender? I don't know. That's up for debate, but yeah. All right, next is going to be the fancy footwork badge. Now we're in the top 3. So my other one, I didn't even go over fancy footwork. I wasn't even using fancy footwork because of this badge that's going to be coming up next. But fancy footwork has made its way all the way to a top 3 badge. I have a whole video on it. Y'all went crazy on that, so a lot of y'all probably already seen that. But what fancy footwork does is improves a player's ability to beat defenders with an advanced layup or dunk gather. So also what it does is players get past defenders more efficiently when performing Euro cradle, hop step, spin, and half spin gathers. So fancy footwork is just really, if you want to get around your man at a high rate, put this joint on. Now, if you're using hop steps and you're not using this, then you doing it all wrong. It's that simple. You're just doing it wrong, bro. I'm just telling you, you're literally making it harder on yourself. Now, that was me. Now, is it still easy to do hop steps without fancy footwork? Yes. But when it comes to fancy footwork, it just makes it that much more OP now. And if take what you're doing with the hop steps without fancy footwork and just multiply that times 4, because once you put that joint on Hall of Fame, it's pretty much unstoppable. Like one-on-one is pretty much unstoppable. You're gonna pretty much have to have a center helping and a guard guarding you on the perimeter to stop you from getting the paint in the first place. So yeah, fancy footwork, in my opinion, it's one of the most broken badges in the game. It might be the most broken badge in the game, but it's coming in at number 3 for the best badges in the game. All right, coming in at number 2, I think this was either 2 or 1 on the last list, but it's going to be Slithery Finisher. Slithery Finisher improves a player's ability to avoid contact when attacking the rim. Also increases a player's ability to slide through traffic and avoid contact during gathers and finishes at the rim. Slithery Finisher, I went into detail on this joint in a video, but I'm going to be going into detail again on this because this is literally probably my favorite new badge in the game this year. Just that simple. So when it comes to that, Slithery Finisher, what it does is, now it says avoids contact, but it gets you more contact dunks. Once you put this joint on, you will see the difference. It gets you more contact dunks. And I know that's what a lot of people do. When you put on contact dunks, you want to get more. So what that does is it helps you get more contact dunks. Also, when you're driving to the rim, since it's going away from contact, it will make you dunk even more. So yeah, also when it comes to the combination of Slithery Finisher with contact dunks, like I said, Slithery Finisher gets you more contact dunks. When you combine the two, bro, it literally pretty much cancels out contact finisher trying to go for like contact layups. It completely cancels that out. If you get into like a contact layup animation, it'll literally put you in a better animation. Like what Slithery Finisher is for, what's my go-to thing when I talk about Slithery Finisher, it gives you the best animation possible. And when it comes to 2K has always been an animation based game. So when it comes to that, you gotta try to go for the best animation possible. And Slithery Finisher is literally a badge that helps you get the best out of everything you do when it comes to going to the goal. Like whether it's gonna be a best dunk possible, the best layup possible, the best contact dunk possible, to not get blocked or to not miss. So yeah, Slithery Finisher comes in at number 2. I think I had it at number 1, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna say I know I had it top 2 last time, but yeah, it comes in at number 2 this time. And coming in at number 1, badges. Quick first step. Quick first step, bro. Now, Slithery Finisher is my favorite new badge. But this is the best badge in the game. Like, it's just pinpoint blank, period. Like, it doesn't matter what your speed with ball is. Once you put this on, you're gonna be a completely different player. Like, if you have a 55 speed with ball, 2K Lab did a study on it. Once you put this joint on bronze, it makes a big difference. Once you put it on silver, it makes a bigger difference. Once you put it on gold, it makes a bigger difference. And then once you put it on Hall of Fame, it's pretty much like half the time. Like literally, like what Quick First Step does is really so crazy. Like, it's so crazy. Like, you can literally speed boost on any build with this joint. Like, literally. Now, once you get like 99, 90 speed with ball and all that, you're gonna be fast without it. Yes, but once you put that joint on, you're just gonna be that much faster. You put that joint on like builds that really not supposed to be fast, you're gonna be that much fast. You're gonna be way faster. You put it on builds that's not even supposed to be fast. Like, it's really like a game breaking build, or not build. I don't know why I'm saying build, but badge. Mike Wang's been saying the word quick first step for years, bro, and he's been trying to get that into people's head. People still say speed boosting, but when it comes to that badge, bro, everybody knows what quick first step is and what it does. And in my opinion, it's the best badge in NBA 2K20. But yeah, man, this was the best 10 or the 10 best badges in NBA 2K20. Go ahead, please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, or if I helped y'all in any way. Subscribe if you're new. We got movies coming out every single day. Turn on post notifications to be the first one to one of those videos. But yeah, man, it's your boy Fitz, man. And I'm out there, man.
I heard it talking shit, but ain't nothing. Tips on the stick, yeah, that clip hold 100. Okay, out the pouch, out the onion. Heard it talking down, but he ain't getting money.